The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Hi! Welcome to this holiday special. I thought we could bake cookies and watch It's a Wonderful Life and, you know, just do some good old-fashioned... We have to... Can't we just watch The Incredible Hulk? I just... So here's the thing. I thought that when it came to holiday videos to make, I kind of thought about the Star Wars Holiday Special, and then I thought, nah, you know, that's kind of been done by everybody. That's kind of old news to everyone. JonTron covered it. Yesterworld made a video about it. Lots of other people made videos about it. They were good, and surely there's other things for me to talk about. I don't have to cover everything. And no one's really gonna want to see me cover it anyway, right? Wrong. I was wrong. I got comments from you guys, I got DMs, I got text messages and phone calls from personal friends in my real life, in IRL. People were calling and texting me to remind me of how disappointed they'd be if I didn't cover the Star Wars Holiday Special. And so I figured, sure, you know, if everybody wants to see it, let's do it. Let's do the Star Wars Holiday Special. It's exactly the kind of thing that you would see in this catalog here on this channel. Oh, welcome back to my channel, by the way, where I cover nostalgic, obscure, otherwise strange content. I hate myself today because this movie is worse than I could have imagined. I know everybody talks about it being terrible, but it's worse. It's worse. I wasn't prepared. And now we're gonna go through it together. So strap in, kids. Make sure you have a drink, preferably a strong one if you're old enough. And let's get into this thing. Same, Chewie, same. So we open up on this scene where Han is trying to get Chewie back home to his home planet for Life Day. That's like the Star Wars Christmas, I guess.
I know your family's waiting. I know it's an important day.
Han and Chewie really are like an old married couple, aren't they?
The Star Wars Holiday Special. Starring Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker.
We now get this very long credit sequence where they credit everybody by name.
With Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca, R2-D2 as R2-D2.
Except for the guy that played R2-D2, I guess. Like, what the hell, guys? I don't know if it's the same guy that was playing R2-D2 in the original movies. I know there's a little bit of debate, but, like, somebody played R2-D2. He's not real. I'm sorry to break it to anybody out there. Why does everybody else get a credit? And then it's just like, and R2-D2.
Introducing Chewbacca's family.
Right, so the whole story of the special is that Chewie is trying to get home for the holidays to spend time with his family. And his family is a little bit horrifying. Also, I would like to say right off the bat, there is a lot of talent in this special, and it goes for everything that I talk about. I've said it before, but obviously I don't mean any, you know, disrespect. I don't mean to diss anybody that was in the special or worked on it, because obviously everybody worked very hard and, you know, did their part. They got a script that was all kinds of messed up, man.
The Star Wars Holiday Special, sponsored by General Motors.
So what you're saying is GM has sucked this whole time because they're responsible for this? Oh boy, there goes my GM sponsorship. So we see this like 10-minute scene of Chewie's family just kind of screaming at each other in their language, which we can't understand. It's a lot like the Ewok movie, if anybody saw that video that I did on the first Ewok movie, how there's a lot of dialogue that's just not meant to be understood, and it's not a great decision from a filmmaking standpoint. But all you really need to know is that this is Chewie's wife and son and father. They're just sitting around waiting for him. His kid's, risking his life on the balcony for some reason. I'm not sure why. If Chewie's family is so important to him, why don't we hear about them at all after this? Was everybody just so scarred by the holiday special that they didn't want anything to remind them? That's probably why. It's probably just very, very jarring thing for anybody at this point in time. And then they turn on this weird little projector thing that looks like an off-Broadway version of Cats, which should tell you a lot. Like, this is kind of a good, benchmark for the rest of the special. There's a lot of talent on display, but it's being utilized in a very strange way. And just like every segment in this whole movie, it goes on for way too long. So they try to call Chewie, they can't. And then we call Luke. They call Luke and he's working on R2. And Mark Hamill has a scene.
Hello, Mala. Did she? Hiya, Lumpy. Where's Chewbacca?
And I find this very funny because he knows them clearly by name. So I like to imagine that Luke and Chewie's wife just kind of call each other up on Zoom to have coffee in the mornings. Like, this is a regular thing.
Yeah, we'll bring him to the screen. I want to say hello to him.
You can't prove that they don't.
Yeah. Not now, R2. Oh, wait a minute. I don't like the looks of this. Let me get this fixed. Oh, R2, you're supposed to be watching that.
Oh, and then R2-D2's like, hey, Luke, I'm on fire. And Luke's like, shut up, R2. And then he's like, oh, R2, why didn't you tell me you were on fire?
There.
They just blast Mark Hamill with smoke. Gosh, what did Mark Hamill do to make somebody want to blast him with that much smoke out of a fog machine? Poor guy.
I wouldn't worry about Chewbacca. I know him and he hasn't missed a life day yet, right?
Yeah, so they're like, hey, Luke, Chewie's not here. And Luke's like, nah, don't really worry about it. And then he hangs up.
Now, Chewie's not going to want to come home to a house full of long faces, is he? Come on, Mala, let's see a little smile. Come on. There, that's better.
Oh, and then they call this guy who's a friend of theirs who's like a shopkeeper. And this brings us to another little segment. This whole thing is made up of many segments, if you didn't know.
A pocket-sized aquarium. Wonderful, isn't it?
There's no fish in that aquarium. I wouldn't want to put an aquarium in my pocket without any fish. Oh wait, there are tons of fish when you look at it really close, but then when you're 2 feet further back, there's no fish at all. Did they think we couldn't see? And then, because he's got this Imperial Guard in the shop with him, he's trying to talk to Chewie's wife in code, but it's a very cumbersome code.
You know, it was made especially for you by a little old woman 4 planets away. She did it all by herself. In fact, you might say she did it by hand. Solo. Understand, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then we see Darth Vader, who's trying to find the rebels. So he's basically about to issue martial law just so that his officers can go door to door looking for them.
It's just a matter of time before we find the rebels.
That's nice. And then we get to this scene where Mala, that's Chewie's wife, she's cooking, and there's,
Of course, if your family has a hearty appetite, I would suggest then that old popular holiday favorite, the bantha rump.
I don't know if this constitutes blackface. It's maybe a little too close for my comfort at the very least. It definitely makes me uncomfortable. Just going to say right now, if I have to ask myself, is this blackface? Maybe it's not such a great idea. You know what I mean? I don't know why it was necessary. You know what I mean? They could have done this bit without the whole thing. Moving on, Han and Chewie are still getting shot at, still not home.
Due to suspected rebel activity on the Kazook planet, the Empire has declared martial law.
And just like I said, Darth Vader's like, hey, happy Life Day, everybody. Have some martial law. The shopkeeper friend comes over. He is giving everybody presents. This leads to the other really uncomfortable scene that I'm sure you know about if you know a lot about, or even not so much about, this special. He gives Chewie's dad
Now then, Itchy, I thought you might like this. It's one of those, it's kind of hard to explain. It's a, wow.
What can only be described as an erotic movie?
My voice is for you alone. I am found in your eyes only. I exist for you. I am in your mind as you create me.
Fun for the whole family, the Star Wars Holiday Special is.
I'm getting your message. Are you getting mine? Oh, we are excited, aren't we? Well, just relax.
Oh, I need adult supervision. I need a grown-up.
If we could only bend this minute, infinitely extend this minute.
Another example of so much talent being put on display and being so wrongly utilized. Like, why they could have implemented this in so many different ways that wouldn't have been so uncomfortable, and it would have probably been the highlight of the whole thing. You know what I mean? Then we get a segment with the always wonderful Carrie Fisher and C-3PO.
No, she says she is not alone. She's with a friend.
Could he come to the screen, please?
I miss Carrie Fisher, man. They tell her that Chewie and Han haven't showed up, and she tells them to keep her posted. I like that we just keep checking into Han and Chewie, and it's like, are they here yet? Nope, still missing. Just like they were 38 minutes ago. And then stormtroopers and Imperial officers show up. Very, very bad.
Your identification?
Oh, identification, yes. It's a very important thing, identification. I never leave the shop without my identification. It's very important, just in times like this. You see, I just found my identification. I think it's in my pocket there.
Hey, you want an identification? You want a driver's license? You want an Applebee's gift card? Hey, just calm down. They investigate this piece of machinery that the family has, and we get another segment that is a musical performance.
Will you light the sky on fire?
Just in case you were wondering if this was made in the late 70s. It is very catchy though, not gonna lie. Oh, that was a nice musical performance.
Yes, I would really like to know.
Oh, we're still going with the musical performance. Now it was a good... Nope, we're still going with the musical performance. Even the shopkeeper's like, oh, are we still going? Cool.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, vanish without a trace.
I'm really not actually complaining though, because I just don't want to cut back to the main plot line. I can't handle much more of this. And I've got so much more of this.
Oh, I almost forgot. I want to leave you my card in case you need any, okay, I'll leave it.
Yo, easy, dude, come on. And then as Chewie's son sits down to play with this computer thing that he has, we get my favorite segment in the special, maybe the best segment in the special, period. It's the animated segment that gave us Boba Fett. This is where Boba Fett came from. So we actually have the Star Wars Holiday Special to thank for one of the coolest Star Wars characters ever. I will say though, if you are weirded out by weird animation...
I know, but I don't think he means to hit us.
This is probably not for you. It looks like they got a bunch of character artists from the Pier to animate this, and I'm not sure why they made that decision.
What is it, Master Luke? I'm not sure.
Yeah, after they crash land on this planet, there's our guy. There he is.
I take it you have no love of the Empire.
He's got that super cool voice. He's just best part of this whole thing, I think. What else happens in this part? Luke melts? Oh yeah, Chewie's kid almost gets caught watching this thing, and then he doesn't, so that's good.
What happened?
I don't know.
Well, somebody must know something.
Look at Han Solo. He's got more cheekbones than I have working brain cells at this current moment. Oh my goodness. The cartoon ends with everybody being fine, and spoiler alert, them finding out Boba Fett is a bad guy.
We'll meet again, friend.
He tells them we'll meet again, and they do, in a much better movie. So the soldiers, like, ransack the house like a bunch of assholes, and then Chewie's kid finds his destroyed toy. Poor kid. We now get this instructional video.
It will provide many years of fun and valuable service.
Which, quite frankly, kind of terrifies me a little. Like, I think I'm supposed to be impressed by the fact that they did this whole robot thing, but it just kind of, like, it just kind of creeps me out. I'm not sure. We've established that I'm creeped out by kind of strange things, so...
Circuit breaker.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Time now for Life on Tatooine. Brought to viewers everywhere in the hope that our own lives may be uplifted by the comparison and enriched with the gratitude of relief.
We now get to this televised thing that brings us to this bar scene. Why am I forgetting the name of the bar right now? I'm sure I'm gonna get roasted by Star Wars fans in the comments. But to be fair, it's very late and I've had a lot of this, and my brain is fried from what I've been looking at. And we get the fantastic Bea Arthur in a scene where she plays a bartender who's getting harassed by one of her patrons.
Can we talk?
Well, of course we can talk. We are talking. You're not ordering, I'm not pouring, we are not drinking, we are talking.
I love how she has no shits to give in this scene. It's just lovely. She's just so sarcastic. But it really does get more and more uncomfortable the longer it goes on.
Until now. Until tonight, I thought about it a dozen times, but I had to be sure.
Excuse me.
Not least of all because this guy drinks from his head.
I just came in here for a drink, and I found a lot more.
Personal bubble. Personal bubble. You guys know how I feel about the personal bubble.
Adelina, don't do this to me.
Now, please, look, I have customers. Why don't you sit down?
Yeah, this whole thing's really just another, This whole thing's just another really creepy scene, you know what I mean? It's just like, it could have been implemented better, but they decided to implement it in this weird, creepy way, and it's just, I'm not entertained. I just find it uncomfortable.
We are placing a curfew on the entire Tatooine system, effective immediately.
And then she gets shut down because of the whole martial law thing, so she's trying to get everybody to leave the bar, and they won't go, so she has to bribe them with a free round on the house for everybody so that they'll leave.
All right! All right! All right! I can take a hint! We'll have one more round.
Which doesn't seem fair.
Just one more round, friend. Then homeward bound, friend.
Maybe it's just, you know, the magnificence of Bea Arthur, or I've just had too much of this at this point. But I actually kind of respect this number.
Just one more song, friend. And then so long, friend.
It's got the instrumental music from just the general bar theme music underneath her vocals, and I kind of actually like that. I dig it.
Good night, but not.
Oh, great, and she's left alone with the creepy guy. That's comforting. But back with Chewbacca's family, they leave one stormtrooper to keep an eye on them, and then all the other soldiers leave. And he catches the kid with, like, the radio thing, and he realizes that this family is part of the Rebel Alliance, and he's about to kill the kid out on the balcony, and then Han Solo shows up right at the right moment and saves the kid's life. One, I love the fight choreography. Two, I didn't put that sound effect in there. That was in there. That's amazing. In this scene, Han did not shoot first, but he probably would have.
Sweetheart, it's okay.
Han shows an abundance of care for human life. Little out of character for him, but nice, you know? But he gets Chewbacca home. Chewbacca gets to be with his family for the holiday.
I gotta go. Have a nice life day, but be careful. A lot of troopers in the area.
Yeah, no shit, Han. We figured that part out. Thank you.
Well,
Aw, bro hug. And then Chewie almost has an on-screen kiss with his wife. Add it to the list of things that makes me uncomfortable. And then the Imperial Army tries to call in that stormtrooper who died, and they're like, oh shit, but then the shopkeeper friend is like, I can handle this. And I thought, hey, he's gonna, like, I don't know, do some cool hacking of the mainframe. I don't know what I thought he was gonna do.
Trooper B4711 was here with 3 other men. They left and he remained. As soon as they had gone, he packed a lot of food from this house and he robbed me blind.
But nope, he just logs in and is like, yeah, that guy, he left. And they're just like, okay.
Very well, we'll send out a search party.
And then right when I thought the special was over, Chewie and his family all hold up these glowing balls. Let's say orbs. That sounds better than balls. And they magically change into these red robes. And then everybody walks in a single file line that is not at all cult-like into this room that is not at all cult-like. And then Han and Luke and Leia all show up, and Leia sings a song.
We celebrate a day of peace.
I feel bad for every actor, everybody who was part of this. Because, you know, they were either, like, contractually obligated to do so, or they signed on being like, Star Wars is the biggest thing in the planet. This can't go wrong. And then it did.
A day that takes us through the darkness. A day that leads us into light.
There was so much talent, man. George Lucas. What are you doing? And then there's a montage scene from Star Wars shots that weren't in this movie. And then the special finally does end. Oh no, wait, it doesn't end. There's another scene. And it's just Chewie and his family eating dinner. And I guess they pray before they eat dinner. Who do they pray to in Star Wars universe? Is it the Force? Are they praying to the Force? I'm so sorry. I don't know anything anymore. And that's actually the end of the special. I hope everyone enjoyed my descent into madness, even deeper madness than I was already in. Again, if you're new here, I know that lots of other people have made videos about this. I know they're all better than this one is going to be. I'll link them in the description box so you can go watch a better video. I purposefully did not watch any of those videos before making this video because I didn't want my own opinion to be swayed by anyone else's opinion. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know how much or how little of my observations are stuff that's just been said over and over again. If that's true, it was unintentional. I just... you know, I wanted to deliver on something that everybody in my viewing audience wanted me to see, and now I have, and now I'm going to go sleep this one off and try not to have nightmares with a bunch of Wookiees in it. I probably will. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. As I always say, anything you do to support this channel, it means the world to me. I didn't know when I started this channel that we'd have this fun little community that we have now, and it's just growing, and you guys are so supportive, and I really appreciate you. I'm really grateful to have a creative outlet in the middle of everything that's going on, so thank you. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around because I post nonsense all the time, and ring the bell because my upload schedule is as chaotic as I am, although it tends to not be telling anybody lately when I post, so maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, I don't know. But remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so, because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. We now return you to your regular broadcasting. Bye, everybody.